Hello everyone, it's Emaphant here and I'm back with a brand new video. So today we are doing another speed build. This house was really inspired by the show called Grand Designs, if you guys have ever seen that. There was an episode with these two Steambenders, which is like, steambending is this process of making wood sculptures, I guess. I don't know. You use steam and it bends the wood and it's really, really cool. So I was watching that a couple of days ago and I absolutely loved the house they built because they built like this whole structure that had wood bent around the entire house. Obviously, it was curved. We don't have curved walls in The Sims, so that's kind of why you see me playing with all of these curved fences and roof lines, because that's the only way that I can do curves, and I wanted to do curves. So I thought that house was super, super cool. I do also build this in the outdoor retreat world. It's kind of a vacation home, but you could easily like have this be your full-time home as well. We do end up with 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms, I believe. Yeah, 1.5 bathrooms. So you could easily have up to 6 people in here with how I built it. So you could absolutely have a full-size family in here if that's what you wanted to do. But I also very much did do all of the landscaping as if it were going to be an outdoor retreat with all of these pine trees and other, just landscaping things that we got from outdoor retreat. So I also really like this house because it was actually an extension of these 2 little kind of houses in the back. They were like this gamekeeper's cottage originally in the show that I was watching. So I really liked that idea with kind of a modern extension, almost second house built attached to these little gamekeepers' cottages that were all really old, a lot of beautiful old stoneworks. I love old stonework. Like, I think that's one of the most beautiful things, but it's so expensive to have that in modern houses just because labor costs are so different now. But yeah, and that's also where we have this kind of funky like hallway glass passageway thing to connect the two. That's what they did in the show and I thought it was really beautiful. But that's kind of why that's there, is to have like these 2 very distinct structures that are in very different styles but do connect up, pretty neatly. So we're just getting in a lot of glass here. I also wanted to have enough privacy, so that's why we do all of these, I believe they're called slats, that's not what they're called. These little like pillar kind of things, that whatever they are from City Living. Since we do all glass walls behind them, I wanted to give something that would give whoever lived here enough privacy. And we also, at least on the second floor ones, have ivy growing through all of those, as well as if they were trellises. So we get that in at the very end. I'm not sure if that's actually in my recording or if I cut that part out, because I am trying to shorten my videos just a little bit more. I feel like people don't always want to watch a 30-minute Sims build. I know I like doing that, but that's kind of long for a lot of people, so that's something that I'm experimenting with. If you guys have opinions on how long of a video you feel like is the right amount, I'd love to hear that because I'm very curious about it. But it's something that I'm experimenting with to see like what actually works for my viewers, because obviously I do make these videos for you guys and I want it to be something that you'd enjoy in like in the way that would be most enjoyable for you. So also, this is why we get so much wood in the house, is because I am inspired by these Steambenders. And as Steambenders, they are super, super into wood. So their house was very much like this, where like every single surface was wood. And it ended up being like super, super cool. I'm not sure that my house does it justice, but I did like it. It's something very different than how I would often build, because it's a lot of wood. Like, just to build a whole house with all of this wood is a lot. But I liked it. And I forgot, so I put all these shelves in above the kitchen cabinets, and I meant to like cover them with little knickknacks and decor and whatnot, and I completely forgot to do that. So if you guys do download this house, it is on the gallery, but that was what I intended all of those little shelves to be, and I didn't do it. So I'd recommend doing that and correcting my mistake if I were you guys. But yeah, so we do have like this giant open room of like the entire first floor that is our kitchen, dining, and living space. So I was trying to provide like structure to that space, that it wasn't just so like open and overwhelming. But it's a big room. It's a big room of just like all of this kind of stuck in there without defined spaces. So, I'm sorry. I'm bumping my microphone repeatedly. But yeah, I also kind of wanted to have like this side of the house is the more modern side of the house, be like very open and modern and have all of those amenities that you might expect to see. And then when we get into the other side of the house, those two little stone structures in the back, that is a lot more old fashioned. We do like a little fireplace and bar seating area. We do another art studio back there, as I am often doing right now. And then we actually get another bedroom back there that's kind of like a mother-in-law suite. How do you say that? Yeah, mother-in-law suite, I would say. There's not a full bathroom for that bedroom, so it's a little funky because the only full bathroom is on the second floor where the master bedroom and the joint kids bedroom is. It's 2 beds in that one kid's bedroom. So that would be a little funky to have to like go all the way across the house and upstairs to take a shower. But if it was a vacation home, which of course Outdoor Retreat is a vacation world, I feel like that wouldn't be crazy to think that you just have like the one bathroom. You know, if you were actually vacationing, like this is right by the lake, so you could just go take a swim and have that be your shower if this was real life. But of course, Sims cannot shower in the lake. Although now with seasons, you can shower in the rain. So that could be your other option here. It's just to shower in the rain if you have seasons. So yeah, we're pretty much getting the whole first floor mostly wrapped up here. You know, we get a nice TV area with a bunch of seating, big open plan living room space. We get a nice dining table and a good modern kitchen with all of the amenities that you would need. So it's a very livable house. I feel like it would be very, very player friendly because you do have like this big main space that I know I prefer that to play in. I don't like to have a lot of little rooms or a lot of little levels that it's difficult to see things because I am a little bit of a control freak. So I like when I can see all of my Sims and control what they're doing at all times. That's my preferred playstyle. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist if you guys haven't been able to tell by my build videos where I move things around like literally a half inch, like such a little movement. Anyway, we are working on the more old-fashioned section of the house now. We do get this painting studio in there. Like I said, we also get the flower arranging table. And I think we end up losing that keyboard. I can't remember now, but we do keep the handyman table because I think that's another really good skill that's like a little bit more old-fashioned. And that's what I wanted this side of the house to kind of feel like, is that it wasn't as modern as the front of the house. So I liked that. We're moving rooms around a little bit right now because I realized I had too big of rooms for what I wanted to do. So we kind of adjust things a little bit here and then end up putting that mother-in-law suite, like I was mentioning, off at the very, very back here. So they're still good sized rooms. They were too big for what I was doing. So that's something else that I've been experimenting with, is I feel like I tend to start to build very, very big houses and then I lose the energy or the desire to fill them all up. So something else I'm trying to do right now is making slightly smaller houses, which will also help me have slightly less long videos. But I do want them to feel like really full and really fully decorated and like someone actually lives there, and that's a lot easier to do in a slightly smaller house. So I have a couple videos like that will be coming up shortly that are a little bit smaller houses. I believe that they're all still like between 4 and 7 sim houses, so like they're not too small for your family by any means, but they are just a little bit smaller to have them feel more full like that. So this is that mother-in-law suite that I was telling you about. It's very, very simple. We just get a bed, a dresser, some decor. I believe we get like a chair in here as well, but it's very simple, you know. I think that really fits with this more rustic look of the back of the house, that it's a little bit more old-fashioned. You don't have as much modern technologies in this section of the house. So I liked that. I think it's a good juxtaposition to the front of the house, which obviously isn't a very modern decor style, especially in the exterior. So yeah, I love houses like that. Like, I was watching one of Simlicity's videos quite a while back now that she had like a modern extension off of a very old-fashioned house. And I just love how that looks. Like, I've tried to do that several times and I feel like none of mine quite do what I want them to do in my head. So this is me kind of trying to do something inspired by that. It's a little bit different, but I think that it captures both the old-fashioned side of things and the modern side of the things pretty well. You know, it does mostly what I want it to do. But yeah, we'll just get some things out in the backyard here. I'm just kind of going to place like a bunch of objects that I think that I want here, and then I'll go back towards the end and move a bunch of these things around and get some more landscaping in and things like that. Anyway, we are moving on now to the second floor where we get the master bedroom, a kid's bedroom, and a family bathroom up here. So yeah, it's pretty simple spaces up here. I wanted to have enough stuff that the kids would have like some toys to play with, but I also wanted this to be like a fairly modest house. I didn't necessarily build it to be a vacation house. Like I was kind of in between, I guess, of the two, of like a full family house that people lived in full time, or as a vacation house that someone's just staying in briefly. So the kids' room certainly has a lot of toys for them to play with, and like I said a second ago, we do have all of those things in the backyard that would be fun for them to play with as well. So yeah, I figured this would be probably a boy and a girl, probably both kids, but you know, it was kind of a vacation home in some respects, that it wasn't necessarily like super defined for their space or for any particular kids that I had. Like I didn't really have anything specifically in mind. So working on the parents' bedroom here, I do love these beds from Seasons. They're super not in my taste, but I just think that the textures and the design of them are so, so good. And they're not really like anything that we've had in The Sims 4 so far, you know? They're a lot more realistic and making that comforter look plush and squishy and real. So I like that a lot. And I also do love the shade of purple that we got in Seasons. I think it's a really lovely kind of grayish purple that's really realistically usable. Like if you guys watch some of my other builds, you know that I don't tend to go for super bright colors all the time and really wild color schemes. So I like to have some of these colors that are more neutral toned. You know, this has a lot of gray in it, which is really nice. So that very much suits my aesthetic. But yeah, just working on the second floor deck up here. We just got a couple of chairs, or love seats up rather. And yeah, it's just like a nice little space to hang out. You could look over the lake if you do place it on this lot in Outdoor Retreat. It would have a really beautiful view of the lake in the background. But yeah, you know, just working on some backyard decor now. We'll move things around quite a bit here, as while I do want to have a fire pit, it's a little strange to have that on a wood deck because that probably wouldn't work so well. So we will move that out into the backyard area and put it on some stone terrain paint because that just makes way more sense. But yeah, we get a nice little seating area, we get a grill, another couple of chairs or benches, and I really wanted to use those lights from the toddler stuff pack, but they're not the right length for any place that I was trying to put them. So we do get them actually on the other like side deck that has the hot tub, but I wanted to put them, you know, in this main deck part, and I couldn't make them fit, so that was unfortunate. But doing a whole bunch of landscaping here, we'll get all these trees because I did want it to feel pretty private. You know, I wanted to have it like be in the woods realistically, because also this house that I was watching the show was a house like full on in the woods where like it was very rural, you know. All of their modern amenities like plumbing and stuff had to be self-contained and very green and very environmentally friendly. So I was kind of like going off of that, you know, they would have a lot of privacy if they were in the woods. They'd have all these trees right around them. And that was another reason why I chose to build this house in Outdoor Retreat World, is because I wanted it to feel very woodland, because that was the aesthetic that I was going for, you know. That's why also I feel like the house should be all made out of wood. It's because then it kind of blends into the trunks of the trees around it, and it's very subtle. Like it fits in its environment very cleanly, I think. So yeah, we go with a pretty wild landscaping, I would say, like a lot of grass and wildflowers, and just nothing's very maintained, or like, what's the word that I want for that? Not very tamed, I guess. That's not the word I want, but you guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's very wild, it's very green, it's very lush and whatnot. So I thought that was good. Just getting some terrain paint in there. You guys know I love that terrain paint to make things look more realistic. I think it's one of the best ways to make your landscaping look more realistic. But that's also something that I'm trying to work on, is my landscaping, because I feel like that's one of the things where I could use the most improvement. That and roofing. I am terrible at roofing, but I'm trying to get better, you guys. Like it's a process. I was also so grumpy. So this edging around the roofline is in 2 different colors, and I don't know why, because it's telling me it's all black, but it's not all black. There's like these random brown sections. So I'm really hoping it's just like glitching in my game, but if you guys do download this off the gallery, like it'll be correct. I don't know that it will be, but like I don't know why it's glitching. There's like something weird about it that I couldn't fix it no matter how many times I tried. So I hope it works for your guys' game. I apologize if it doesn't. I did do my best to fix it and I couldn't. So yeah, it happens. I also really do like this bathroom. I mean, I'm still so obsessed with those tiles from the Jungle Adventure stuff pack. Like, they're just so beautiful, and they have all of those colors to them that just make them feel like a lot more rich, and I don't know, I really like them. So I did like that bathroom quite a bit. We are working on a little computer area here. I would also recommend that if you guys wanted to add a laundry machine, that you could do this in that little space instead of the bookshelf that I just put in. That's where I would have put laundry if I wanted to have laundry in this house. So I've been trying to like sometimes have laundry machines in my houses and sometimes not, because obviously not everyone has Laundry Day stuff pack, and some people are really opposed to having laundry in their houses. Like, they don't like the gameplay mechanic that it adds. So let me know what you guys think, if you like it or don't like it. But yeah, we're actually getting pretty well to the end here. So I do hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!